All right, let's go straight into our Google form and get started on some of the options that are at the top of a Google form. You'll select a blank form. Now that we're in our blank form, let's go through some of the options, choices, and settings that you have at the top of your form. You always want to start a form by giving it a title. This is to keep things organized in your Drive so that you can find it and know exactly what this form is about. Now notice that this title did not appear up here. That's okay, I don't need to retype it. All I have to do is click and it automatically populates in my Drive titles. Okay, that's my Drive. So this is what it's going to say in my Drive. Of course, I can change that to say something different than the actual title here, but it's good that they match. Okay, so something else that you're going to see is a star. You can star it because it might be an important form that you need to find easily and it stays in a special location in your Drive. You'll see that this is where the questions will be and this is where the responses will be. So only you as the editor or whoever you collaborate with on this form will have access to this. There's nothing here because we haven't even sent it to anybody. This is where the spreadsheet will be. You will click this to create a spreadsheet, and that's where all the responses will populate. So there are two places where you will see responses, and you will definitely want to see the spreadsheet whenever you get the form sent out. Okay, so let's go back to questions. Now up here we have add-ons. So this is where you can see any add-ons you've added for your Google Forms. Form Recycler is very similar to what we have here now, import questions. This is where you can customize the theme. So let's say that I want a picture at the top of my form and I really like jelly beans. So I'm going to select jelly beans. And now we have a cute, engaging, exciting, fun way to liven up our form with a picture at the top. And it even populated some colors around the form that go with the picture. It automatically does that. Of course, you can customize it yourself here, but I really like the ones they selected. So I'm just going to leave it like that. But this shows you the border colors. And then back here is the background colors. And you can even change the font style. So let's say we want decorative, ooh, fancy, or maybe formal or playful. Okay, so you can change a lot of little variations to spruce up your forms right there. Okay, exit that out when you're done. Right here is the preview. So you can click on this eyeball anytime you want to see what this form is going to look like to the viewer. Okay, so right now it's going to look really basic because we have done nothing, right? And you see this pencil? This means that I can edit the form. This will not show up to the viewer. They are not able to edit this form unless you give them permission to edit it and you make them a collaborator. So that's the only thing that will not show up for them. Okay, up here you also have settings, and there are a lot of options here in the settings. You can, you always start, it's always going to pop up here with general. You can collect email addresses of the people that you're sending this out to. I would suggest this if you're going to send this to parents as a survey or community members, you definitely want to select that you want to get their email addresses. You can allow them to see what their responses were in the form if you select response receipt. So in other words, it's a receipt showing them what they filled out. If you're going to send it outside of your school district, like to parents or community members, you definitely want to uncheck that restriction there if it's an option. You can choose how many times you want them to fill this out. So maybe you only want them to fill this out one time. Okay, well, that's great. This could be parents, this could be community members, it could be students. Then you select limit to one response. Let's say that you want them to be able to edit their submission when they do respond it. Okay, you select that. And then if you want them to be able to see a summary chart and text responses from other people's responses, you would select that. Here in the presentation, you could see a progress bar, kind of like a thermometer going across of how far they've gone through the survey or quiz or form in general. So that's a really cool option just to keep them engaged and keep them motivated to complete the form. Here's a shuffle question order option that you might want to do if you want it to be randomized or if you want to make sure people aren't memorizing questions and answers, you would select that. If they're going to submit more than one answer, or if you want them to be able to submit more than one response to the form, then you click this and they'll see an option at the end of submitting for them to redo it. Here's where you can write a nice little message to them, a thank you, or however you want to wrap it up at the end. They'll see that at the very end of the form. And here is a quizzes option. So this is where you can make this a quiz by allowing, or any kind of assessment. It could be an exit ticket, it could be a test. This is where it's going to automatically grade things for you. Right here, some of you may have this option to turn on locked mode. This is really cool if you have this option. So what this does is, if a student is taking a quiz or an assessment in this Google form and they have it on their Chromebook and they have it open, this locked mode will not allow them to open any other tabs or applications while they're taking the quiz, which is really cool because that'll keep them from wandering and looking up answers elsewhere. It'll keep them right where they need to be and focused on submitting that form. I'm going to turn that off for now. You can also let them see their grade immediately whenever they submit the form because it grades it automatically. Or maybe you want to go back and review their essay question or short answer questions, or just in general want to manually grade their work, then you would just select later after manual review. And it will automatically turn on their email collection so that you can email them and talk to them about whatever they missed. Here you can let them see the questions that they missed, what the correct answers were if you provide that information, and what the point values are if you provide that as well. So these are some amazing options right here that you have available to you in Google Forms whenever you're making a form. The last thing I want to show you is the send. So here is where you can just email a bunch of parents or a bunch of community members, everybody that's in your Google Classroom, whoever you need to send it to. You just include the form in the email and it's good to go. You can type in all their addresses here. You can also add a collaborator. Let's say you're building a parent survey and you need input from other teachers, you would add them here. You can just get a shareable link here, which will send them a copy of the preview form. Okay. You can shorten it so it's not so crazy long. And you can attach that anywhere: Google Classroom, emails, Remind 101, anything that you need to send it out to, and you just want to, or even your Google site. If you just want to attach a form really quick, you can use that copy code right there, copy it, and paste it. Here's where you would embed it into a site. If you're super tech savvy like that, you could use that embed code there. Okay, and then you can uncheck that too if you want to send it to people outside of the school district or collect responses from people outside of your school district. Okay, and then right here, these three dots allow you to make a copy of this form, send it straight to the trash, which will bring you back to the Google Forms platform where all of your forms are. You can get a pre-filled link, which is really cool. So this would have been your answers here. You can print it. You can, which is great for if a student is maybe absent for a quiz or an assessment, and you want to give them a paper version, or for some reason they've lost Chromebook privileges. You can print that out and give it to them by hand. You can add people here again. This is the HTML coding right here. You can access your add-ons here as well and change your preferences here as well. So there's lots of things, lots of options you have here. And we're going to get to just the basics, building a parent survey and making a Google form exit ticket or quiz later on.